Debbie and I want to say a few words about what's going on at the border. And I just want to begin by expressing, my disgust at this is the Biden spokeswoman, Jean-Pierre, or whatever her name is. And she, KJP or KPJ,
whatever
as Archie Bunker used to say, whatever.
Whatever.
But in any event, she's like, we're getting ready for a surge on the border, but there's a court order to suspend Title 42. And the journalists are like, a court order to suspend Title 42, but didn't you push to get it suspended? Well, we have to follow the court order. Yeah, but didn't you ask the court to give you that order? Isn't that your position, that you want to get rid of Title 42? You want more illegals. You want to increase the already epidemic traffic at the border. So the sheer dishonesty of these people is really outrageous. Now, Chief Justice Roberts has stepped in and given a sort of temporary restoration or preservation, you could say, of Title 42. And Title 42 was the rule that basically said that because of COVID, because of the risk of illegals coming across the border and bringing COVID,
or other things,
or other diseases, other communicable diseases, that they could be turned away, that they could be blocked at the border, prevented from entering the United States. And so this was hardly an effort to arrest illegal immigration. It was merely a kind of a very slender Band-Aid, but the Biden administration was trying to get rid of, and almost did get rid of, the Band-Aid. In fact, I think it's today that Title 42 was going to lapse until Robert stepped in and said, for now, Title 42 can stay.
Yeah. But you do know Dr. Jha says that the most important thing...
Well, tell people who he is.
Oh, yeah, he's the health coordinator for the administration.
For COVID.
Right, for COVID. I don't know his official title, but anyway.
Well, he's a former professor at Brown University and an intelligent guy.
A really smart guy, but in this, he's kind of missing the boat, unfortunately, for Americans. Because here's the thing. He says the most important thing that every American can do is get a booster, okay? But while he's saying that, the administration is saying, you know what? Let Title 42 lapse, and let's allow all of these people coming in. We don't care if they have COVID. We're not testing them. We're not vaccinating them. We don't care if they have tuberculosis. We don't care if they have Zika. We don't care if they have anything, really. Let them in. So what kind of a hypocrisy statement is that? It's like, guy, we're not going to take you seriously until you take COVID seriously. If COVID is as bad as you say it is, then it has to be bad across the board, not just for some Americans.
So look at the twisted priorities, not just of Dr. Jha, but let me pivot to one Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, I just saw him in social media, a clip of his recent remarks. He goes, the most important thing that America can do right now is send money to Ukraine. And he's talking about the new appropriation. I believe it's something like $44 or $47 billion. Let's pause for a minute. What's $1 billion? $1,000 million. So they're taking our money, $47 billion, to give to Ukraine. And why? Well, we have to preserve the integrity of Ukraine's border. We can't have the Russians crossing over the Ukrainian border.
Yeah, so they're worried about their border.
And their sovereignty.
About our border and our sovereignty and our citizens, who some of them are not going to have a Christmas this year. They don't have any money. And they don't even have money to put gas in their car, let alone buy gifts for their children. So this is just ridiculous. It's just beyond ridiculous.
This is what really gets me. And, talk about, bleeding heart. There's a bleeding heart conservatism that basically says, isn't it outrageous for people who are having trouble filling up their gas tank or making all kinds of sacrifices? Can I even get my kids presents at Christmas? So, and these are people saving $1, $5, $10. Yep. Meanwhile, these irresponsible scoundrels in Congress, which, by the way, includes a substantial cohort of Republicans, especially the so-called rhino types, Shelley Capito Moore is part of that, and Romney is part of that.
Yeah.
Portman is part of that. I mean, these people are a national disgrace, and they demoralize their own side because you have conservatives and Republicans like me, and I'm like, wow, this is the party that's supposed to save us from the bad guys, when it seems that at least some of the time you're in it with the bad guys.
Exactly. I just think it's time to vote these people out, guys, because we can't, as a party, say that the other party is the bad guy while we have some of our own. Okay, so we've got to clean up our house, and we've got to realize that we've got a crisis on our hands, and voting Democrat mainly is going to keep this up, and we're going to have another really bad and very, very tight, what do you call it when you have to tighten your wallet, Christmas for a lot of people this year. It's very, very sad. I thought COVID, the 2020 Christmas was bad, but it's only getting, it seems, worse.